This is my shit. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we're already in. Get the coffee here. Yeah. But we're looking to have a good stream here. So, just bought this earlier today. I've been busy though. Basically, it's a wonderful, nice aircraft. I'm gonna say that.
Remember asking both my mom and dad why we never traveled to exotic lands. We only ever really visit friends. Nothing to tell when the summer ends. We never really went buying clothes. Folks were passing on the stuff in plenty loads. New shoes once a year and then out to play ball so we could ruin them. Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was quite alright. Our kind of people had a bed for the night, and it was okay. Mama told us we were good kids. And that in my bag now, in my bag now. What the fuck is that sound? What the fuck is that sound? In my bag now, in my bag now. What the fuck is that sound? What the fuck is that sound? Brought the Mac out, nigga sat down. I got shit I never had now. I can brag now. Got my bitch a Louis bag now. She can brag now. Brought my bitch a Birkin bag now. She a bride now. Now I'm sitting in a club in a different bag now. Baby, when I pick it up, you gon' put that ass down. Tell him you don't give a fuck, baby, spin that ass round. Tell her DJ turn it up, what the fuck is that sound? Ayy, boogie with the hoodie and it's always sparring. Yeah, I know she like my style, of mother niggas boring. When I pull up, big ol' skirt, skirt, that's a foreign. When I pull up on a red light, they don't want it. Yeah, I came up from the mud and my baby know that. Introduced her to my plug, now she thinks she all that. When I first hit her up, no, she never rolled back. Then I saw her at the club, so I got up on that. Now every time they play this song, she say this is my shit, my shit. See the flick on my wrist, and I know she know what's up, baby, this is my shit, my shit. See the flick of my wrist, my wrist. They know that's my bitch, that's a fact. And she stalk with me when you in my section. Fill it up when my club empty. I can't fuck with rats, that's a fact. That's a dog, nigga, all about my F. Can't put water over blood, nigga, trust me, it get ugly. If I wasn't getting money, would you still want me? If I told you I was broke, would you start acting funny? This is all I ever wanted, you can't take it from me. Now every time they play this song, she say this is my shit, my shit. See the flick on my wrist, and I know she know what's up, baby, this is my shit, my shit. See the flick of my wrist, my wrist.
got a house down a back road, I got a flag on the front porch. I got a dog named Waylon. I got a driveway that needs paving. I got a boat with a two-stroke, a couple guaranteed to make you laugh jokes. I got friends in low places. Yeah, life is what you make it. I might not end up in the Hall of Fame with a star on a sidewalk with my name, or a statue in my hometown when I'm gone. Nobody gonna name their babies after me. I might not go down in history, but I'll go down to the honky-tonk. Got a girl named Sheila, she goes batshit on tequila. Got a job that gets the job done. I got a loan at the bank, it's a big one. The only place you might see my name is on the wall for a good time call. I'm a local legend on a Friday night in a Pabst Blue Ribbon neon light. I might not end up in the Hall of Fame with a star on a sidewalk with my name, or a statue in my hometown when I'm gone. Nobody gonna name their babies after me. I might not go down in history, but I'll go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky-tonk. Let's go, come on. I might not end up in the Hall of Fame with a star on a sidewalk with my name, or a statue in my hometown when I'm gone. Nobody gonna name their babies after me. I might not go down in history, but I'll go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down to the honky-tonk. I go down. I go down to the honky-tonk.
Want the frightening stuff? The bone-chilling, spine-tingling, sleep with one eye open stuff? Delight in the fright all October with Fear Fest on AMC+. Now in its 25th year, Fear Fest is home to 600 hours of horror, including iconic film franchises like Halloween, Scream, and Hellraiser. Ad-free on demand and on the platforms you're already on. Stream until you scream with Fear Fest on AMC+. AMC+, only the good stuff. Tap the banner to sign up today.
More than a decade ago, Lexus transformed the industry with the world's first luxury vehicle to pair an already potent gasoline engine with a powerful electric motor and a self-charging battery. We've continued to electrify the road forward with everything from coupes to SUVs ever since. Experience the Lexus Hybrid line. With over 1 million on the road, Lexus Hybrids are always charged and always ready. Tap the banner to learn more.
Make your company digital first with Salesforce Digital 360. Connect every marketing, commerce, and digital experience on one platform. Easily launch and adapt sites, campaigns, and apps. Get innovative and get more relationships, more revenue, more success from digital. Salesforce Digital 360. Hear from our customers at sfdc.co/digital360.
Hey, it's a holiday. I got hoes on hoes and they out of control, yo. Hey, it's another way. All my niggas on go and I hope that you know it. I can't even close my eyes and I don't know why. Guess I don't like surprises. I can't even stay away from the game that I play. They gon' know us today, yeah. Hey, can I pop shit? I might bottom on the low, but they top shit. Switch the genre on you hoes, do a rocket. I got the biggest damn song, fuck the chart sis. I don't need them, they wanna know if I be last done. Bitch, even if I started flopping, that be fashion. Popping up in movies, ain't no Nazi bitch, it's Ashton. Hee, I'm bad as Michael Jackson. Hey, it's a holiday. I got hoes on hoes and they out of control, yeah. Hey, this another way. All my niggas on go and I hope that you know it. I can't even close my eyes and I don't know why. Guess I don't like surprises. I can't even stay away from the game that I play. They gon' know us today. Man, I snuck into the game, came in on a horse. I pulled the gimmick, I admitted I got no remorse. Nobody tried to let me in, nobody opened doors. I kicked the motherfuckers down, they didn't have a choice. Dun, 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 they tried to next me. Ayy, but I'm blessed, ayy, no flex, but my checks giving vetties, ayy. And I'm sexy, they wanna sex me. Pop star, but the rappers still respect me. They wanna know if I be last done. Bitch, even if I started flopping, that be fashion. Popping up in movies, ain't no Nazi bitch, it's Ashton. Hee, I'm bad as Michael Jackson. Hey, it's a holiday. I got hoes on hoes and they out of control, yeah. Hey, it's another way. All my niggas on go and I hope that you know it. I can't even close my eyes and I don't know why. Guess I don't like surprises. I can't even stay away from the game that I play. They gon' know us today, yeah.
Hey, keep fuck these niggas up.
I heard you told your friends that I'm just not your type. If that's how you really feel, then why'd you call last night? You say all I ever do is just control your life. But how you gonna lie like that? How you gonna lie like that? Yeah, I heard you said I ain't the type for you. I don't regret it though, I learned from it. They should have you locked up for all the time you stole from us. Whoa, took you out when I had no money. Only person that you ever cared about was you, that's why it's so funny. You want somebody that'll keep you warm at night, then tell me why you acting cold to me. You ain't the only one to blame, the one that made you rich when I bought every lie you sold to me. Yeah, I heard you threw away the pictures, but you still got the memories of us, so I guess that don't really make a difference. Flipping through them in your head, got you texting me all hours of the night. Yeah, you told me that you needed distance. What's the deal with you? You say you want a man that keeps it real, then why you mad when I get real with you? You want someone to pay the bills for you, went from failing you, now I feel for you. I heard you told your friends that I'm just not your type. If that's how you really feel, then why'd you call last night? You say all I ever do is just control your life. But how you gonna lie like that? How you gonna lie like that? Look, let me guess, you wanna stay friends? Telling people that's how we been. Telling everybody, yeah, that we was barely speaking. Oh, that's kinda funny, why'd you call me every day then? It's immaturity, you going off the deep end. You just want somebody you can chill and get some drinks with. Cool, then don't hit me on the weekend. Telling me you missed the way we talked and now I listen, yeah. Why you playing with my mind, huh? Why you playing with my time, huh? Told me we should let it go and put it all behind us. That's what I did, now you asking me what I done. I was waiting for this day, I saw it coming. I think you just like attention, trying to tell me all your problems. I got issues on my own, I ain't got time for all this drama. You told me that you don't really wanna talk, then why you calling, huh? I heard you told your friends that I'm just not your type. If that's how you really feel, then why'd you call last night? You say all I ever do is just control your life. But how you gonna lie like that? How you gonna lie like that? How you gonna lie? How you gonna lie like that? Baby, how you gonna lie? How you gonna lie like that? How you gonna lie? Baby, how you gonna lie like that? No, no. How you gonna lie like that? You told your friends that I'm just not your type. Baby, how you gonna lie like that? That's how you really feel, then why'd you call last night? You say all I ever do is just control your life. But how you gonna lie like that?
I'm a God-fearing, hard-working combine driver, hogging up the road on my plower, chugga-lugga-lugging 5 miles an hour on my international harvester. 3 miles of cars laying on their horns, falling on deaf ears of corn, lined up behind me like a big parade of late to work, road rage jerks, shouting obscene words, flipping me the bird. Well, you may be on a state paved road, but that blacktop runs through my payload. Excuse me for trying to do my job, but this year ain't been no bumper crop. If you don't like the way I'm driving, get back on the interstate. Otherwise, sit tight and be nice and quit your honking at me that way. Cause I'm the son of a third-generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. I got 2 boys in the county 4-H. I'm a lifetime sponsor of the FFA. Hey, that's what I make. I make a lot of hay for a little pay. But I'm proud to say I'm a God-fearing, hard-working combine driver, hogging up the road on my plower, chugging-lugging 5 miles an hour on my international harvester. Well, I know you got your own deadlines, but cussing at me won't save you no time, hoss. This big wheel wide load ain't going any faster, so just smile and wave and tip your hat to the man up on the tractor. Cause I'm the son of a third-generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. I got 2 boys in the county 4-H. I'm a lifetime sponsor of the FFA. Hey, that's what I make. I make a lot of hay for a little pay. But I'm proud to say I'm a God-fearing, hard-working combine driver, hogging up the road on my plower, chugging-lugging 5 miles an hour on my international harvester. Hard-working combine driver, hogging up the road on my plower, chugga-lugga-lugging 5 miles an hour on my international harvester.
Discover the Lexus LC. Close attention was paid to every detail of this sport coupe. It can be felt in the engineered click of the large magnesium paddle shifters. It can be seen in the hand-stitched, leather-wrapped gearshift lever. And it can be heard in its custom-tuned, naturally aspirated V8. The Lexus LC. Tap the banner to experience the most passionate expression of the Lexus brand.
Meet Brian Bridges. He's the owner of a tattoo shop in Philadelphia. Although Brian is used to getting email requests for tattoos, he was surprised when he saw one from a well-known celebrity in Los Angeles. So he turned to his American Express Business Platinum card, which lets him earn 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked through AmexTravel.com. Talk about the sweet life. Built for business by American Express. This story features a fictional character from a fictional business. Terms apply. Learn more at AmericanExpress.com/businessplatinum. Don't do business without it.
Take one. Right now at Applebee's, add a dozen Double Crunch shrimp to any steak entree for just $1. Hold up. Is that right? A dozen Double Crunch shrimp for just $1?
Yep, when it's added to a steak entree.
A single dollar.
Uh-huh.
$1.
I know, it's what it says.
20 nickels?
Yeah.
A single?
Dude.
This is massive.
Yeah, order any steak entree at Applebee's and add a dozen Double Crunch shrimp
for $1. That's what I've been saying.
Available dine-in, delivery, or to-go for limited time at participating locations. Tax and gratuity excluded.
Firewood crackle in the fall air, red dirt playing on a radio, Big Dipper hanging high up there, breathe in the backwoods and let it go. I ain't never been to church going tight. Can't quote much past 3:16, even though it's a Friday night. Church found me sitting here drinking beer, talking God, amen, killing time, living life with some down home friends. When the world's gone crazy, man, it all makes sense. Sitting here drinking beer, talking God, amen, amen. Tell 'em, boys. Yeah, baby. Got a thanking for a little piece of dirt, little piece of mind from a cold one. Got a country angel I don't deserve, the kind that you never let go of. I don't know what heaven looks like. No, I don't think anybody does. If it's like down here, up there tonight, and there's folks like us sitting here drinking beer, talking God, amen, killing time, living life with some down home friends. When the world's gone crazy, man, it all makes sense. Sitting here drinking beer, talking God, amen, amen, talking God, amen. I don't know what heaven looks like and who the hell does. If it's like down here, up there tonight, there's folks like us sitting here drinking beer, talking God, amen, killing time, living life with some down home friends. Sitting here drinking beer, talking God, amen, killing time, living life with some down home friends. When the world's gone crazy, man, it all makes sense. Sitting here drinking beer, talking God, amen, amen. Drinking beer.
We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night. Pass that bottle around the campfire, sipping apple pie moonshine. Yeah, we picking on them guitars just right. Everybody singing Dixieland delight, like a bobber on a wet line. We just trying to catch a good time. 80 degrees and the sun ain't even out. We got a spot a couple miles out of town. And when that moon comes up, you know it's going down. We got them folding chairs leaning way back. No other plans other than relax. We ain't worried about tomorrow from where we at. We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night. Pass that bottle around the campfire, sipping apple pie moonshine. Yeah, we picking on them guitars just right. Everybody singing Dixieland delight, like a bobber on a wet line. We just trying to catch a good time. Way down here we all got that southern drawl. Take our time when we talking, hey y'all. Yeah, it don't take much for us to have it all. No, that's right. There's something about a night this clear, makes your problems disappear. So we just gonna stay right here and let the world go by. We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night. Pass that bottle around the campfire, sipping apple pie moonshine. Yeah, we picking on them guitars just right. Everybody singing Dixieland delight, like a bobber on a wet line. We just trying to catch a good time. That's right. There's something about a night this clear that makes your problems disappear. So we just gonna stay right here and let the world go by. We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night, all night. Pass that bottle around the campfire, sipping apple pie moonshine. Yeah, we picking on them guitars just right. Everybody singing Dixieland delight, like a bobber on a wet line. We just trying to catch a good time, trying to catch a good time. Trying to catch a good time, good time. Yeah, we're trying to catch a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trying to catch a good time, good time, baby, good time.
Just beyond the familiar. Trust no one. Just beyond the expected.
Are you crazy? You can't bring wands to school.
Just beyond the world you know.
I don't quite feel like myself.
There is another.
What is this place? I'll show you.
From the world of R.L. Stein.
I think I'm in an alternate universe. I really need your help.
Experience 8 eerie stories.
Ghosts aren't real, right?
In one frightfully fun anthology series.
It'll be our little secret.
Just Beyond. Original series now streaming only on Disney+.
When you're trying to make a name for yourself as the most compelling compact crossover in the city, where do you start? The Lexus UX began with a refined suspension to deliver a nimble, engaging drive. Next, a palette of distinctive, vibrant exterior colors was created. Then, interior luxury appointments took shape, like the elegant washi paper-inspired trim. The Lexus UX. Experience engineering that fits in and design that stands out. Tap the banner to learn more.
Want to score 15% off at a Nike store? We got you. Just download the Nike app. Turn on location services, and you're set. Simply visit a Nike store near you, and you'll get 15% off your in-store purchase of new Nike footwear, apparel, and more. We're keeping everything clean and safe so you can gear up. See you soon. Offer is redeemable at the time of your Nike store visit. Other terms and exclusions may apply.
Season touchdown throws. And good old Johnny, he's the life of every party. It's like cheers, they know him everywhere he goes. I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I do. My buddy Jason, he's a sheriff. He'll flash his lights, but let me go. My boy Randy, he's a preacher. My girl Megan, she's been teacher of the year, I swear for 5 years in a row. I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Hamilton County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I got some famous friends. Yeah, I do. Places on these small town roads, 'cause round here it's all about the people that you know. And I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Davidson County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I got some famous friends. Yeah, I do. Big city we're in, but when I go back home, I got some famous friends. Yeah, I've got some famous friends. I got some famous friends. Yeah.
When Mama said that it was okay, Mama said that it was fine, alright. I kind of people had a bed for the night, and it was okay. Mama told us we were good kids, and Daddy told us never listen to the ones. Pointing at the fingers and making fun, 'cause we were good kids.
Remember asking both my mom and dad why we never traveled to exotic lands. We only ever really visit friends, nothing to tell when the summer ends. We never really went buying clothes, folks were passing on the stuff in plenty loads. New shoes once so we could ruin them. Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was quite alright. Our kind of people had a bed for the night, and it was okay. Mama told us we were good kids, and Daddy told us never listen to the ones pointing nasty fingers and making fun, cause we were good kids. Don't get me wrong, I didn't have it bad. I got enough loving from my mom and dad, but I don't think they really understood when I said that I wanted to deal in Hollywood. I told them I'd be singing on TV. The other kids were calling me a wannabe. The older kids, they started bugging me, but now they're all standing right in front of me. Mama said that it was okay. Mama said that it was quite alright. Our kind of people had a bed for the night, and it was okay. Mama told us we were good kids, and Daddy told us never listen to the ones pointing nasty fingers and making fun, cause we were good kids. I know which place I'm from, I know my home. When I'm in doubt and struggling, that's where I go. An old friend can give advice when new friends only know a half story. That's why I always keep them tight, and why I'm okay. I said I'm okay. You know what my mama said? You know what she told me? My mama said that it was okay. My mama said that it was quite alright. Our kind of people had a bed for the night, and it was okay. Mama told us we were good kids, and Daddy told us never listen to the ones pointing nasty fingers and making fun, cause we were good kids.
Just beyond the familiar.
Trust no one.
Just beyond the expected.
Are you crazy? You can't bring wands to school.
Just beyond the world you know.
I don't quite feel like myself.
There is another.
What is this place? I'll show you.
From the world of R.L. Stein.
I think I'm in an alternate universe. I really need your help.
Experience 8 eerie stories.
Ghosts aren't real, right?
In one frightfully fun anthology series.
It'll be our little secret.
Just Beyond. Original series now streaming only on Disney+.
Want to score 15% off at a Nike store? We got you. Just download the Nike app. Turn on location services, and you're set. Simply visit a Nike store near you, and you'll get 15% off your in-store purchase of new Nike footwear, apparel, and more. We're keeping everything clean and safe so you can gear up. See you soon. Offer is redeemable at the time of your Nike store visit. Other terms and exclusions may apply.
Where's this flight heading to?
I called it bad just today. You hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. Was hoping I could catch you throwing smiles in my face. Bro, man.
Welcome to the Basics of Air Traffic Control lesson in the ATC Basics course. In this lesson, we will discuss the primary purpose of ATC, our duty priority and operational priority as controllers, the different types of control positions and their functions, and the nature of top-down service on Vatsim. As we can see from this 7110.65 reference, our primary purpose as controllers is to prevent a collision involving all aircraft operating in the system. We also serve other purposes, such as to organize and expedite the flow of traffic, but remember, the whole reason ATC exists is to prevent a collision. Given that we exist to prevent collisions, our first priority as controllers, our duty priority, is to separate aircraft and issue safety alerts. Absolutely everything else takes a back seat to performing these two functions. Separate from our duty priority, the 7110.65 also defines our operational priority. This determines which aircraft should receive priority handling over others. In the real world, an aircraft in distress or an aircraft who has declared an emergency will always be prioritized over other aircraft. Next highest would be air ambulance flights, which includes the medevac call sign, or air evac and hospital flights if they request it. Third is any aircraft carrying the current United States President, usually as Air Force One or Marine One. On Vatsim, all aircraft should be handled on a first-come, first-served basis, meaning whoever requests something from ATC first would be the first aircraft we would handle. In accordance with the Vatsim Code of Conduct, Bravo 6, pilots are permitted to declare in-flight emergencies only when under air traffic control. Controllers may deny an emergency, in which case the pilot must terminate the emergency simulation or disconnect. Pilots simulating air ambulance, medevac flights, presidential aircraft, search and rescue, or other prioritized flights do not need to be given priority unless the controller chooses to do so. Now, let's take a look at the different types of control positions, starting with the different physical locations controllers work from. This will either be in a tower cab or a radar room, which is sometimes called the control floor, or simply the floor. The cab of an air traffic control tower refers to the very top part, where controllers look out the window of the building to look directly at the aircraft, often with the aid of binoculars and varying levels of assistive equipment in the cab. The radar room, also known as a TRACON, is a dark room with no windows, usually located in the base of a control tower. Controllers in the TRACON watch aircraft on radar screens instead of visually. Not every control tower has a TRACON. Sometimes the TRACON serving an airport will be located in the tower of a bigger airport nearby, and sometimes the TRACON will be an entirely separate building, miles from any airport. A center is a very large standalone building with aircraft again being controlled by radar. The picture on the right is one area of the control floor. Each center usually has between 6 and 8 areas. Pictured here is Washington Center, but almost every center actually looks just about exactly like this. The majority of them were built around the same time using the exact same blueprint. Let's review the positions in the tower cab. What the pilots know as tower control, controllers call local control. This position is responsible for managing the airport's runways and airspace. Local controllers will issue landing and takeoff clearances, and manage traffic patterns. In addition, local controllers ensure their departures are spaced in accordance with the TRACON's requirements. Ground is responsible for guiding taxiing aircraft around the airport. A ground controller will give taxi instructions which tell the aircraft what route to take, where they need to stop, as well as information about what to do about the aircraft around them. Each taxiway is like a street. They all have names, and the taxi instructions tell them which streets to take. The clearance delivery controller is responsible for carefully reviewing the flight plans aircraft will file before leaving the gate. Clearance delivery will ensure the flight plans comply with the airport's routing and altitude requirements and will make changes if any issues are identified. Once satisfied, the clearance delivery controller will issue the appropriate clearance to the aircraft. The ramp position is responsible for ramps and parking areas. Typically, ramp controls are not operated by the FAA, but by private entities such as airlines or airport authorities. And sometimes the ramps and parking areas are completely uncontrolled. On Vatsim, ramp controls are not often simulated unless a large amount of traffic is present. Different VAT USA facilities will have different restrictions on when you can open a ramp control position, so be sure to check when you select your ARTCC. Ground metering will be opened only very rarely during periods of exceptionally high traffic. Metering acts as a gatekeeper, preventing departures from pushing back until there is room for them out on the taxiways. The general idea is that when delays are required, it is better to delay the aircraft at the gate rather than short of the runway. This keeps the taxiways clear and saves the aircraft some fuel, with the aircraft taking off at the same time either way. Now let's move to the TRACON, which stands for Terminal Radar Approach Control. The TRACON controls the airspace around busier airports, handling approaches and departures in and out of the airspace. Large TRACONs are typically split into two categories, approach and departure. Approach controllers descend aircraft on an arrival path to land at an airport, while departure controllers climb aircraft on the departure path toward the rest of their flight plan route. Smaller TRACONs usually have only one controller for both arrivals and departures. The last type of controller position is en route, commonly known as center. This position is responsible for managing whatever traffic passes through their airspace. This will frequently be arrivals and departures, but also just overflights. The center controls all the airspace not owned by TRACONs, which means center controls the overwhelming majority of airspace, especially at high altitude. Other than resolving conflicts with crossing traffic, a large portion of what centers do is to space out arrivals to ensure they aren't giving the TRACONs too many aircraft too quickly. There is one more position that we haven't covered yet, and that is the TMU. This one isn't so much a control position as it is a monitor of traffic flow during very busy periods such as events. A traffic management unit, or TMU, does not talk to any aircraft, only to controllers. They watch the big picture, taking action to prevent airspace saturation. Individuals within a TMU called TMCs, Traffic Management Coordinators, play a critical role in preventing these sudden traffic surges from overloading the controllers. TMCs monitor overall traffic volume both at the airports as well as through busy approach or center sectors. They create traffic management initiatives which are requests to other air traffic control facilities to help keep the airspace from becoming overloaded with traffic. The TMCs also coordinate with adjacent facilities and the VAT USA Command Center. On Vatsim, we provide top-down service. This means that any position that does not have a controller online would be covered by the next controller above. For example, if Boston Ground is online but nobody's logged into Boston Clearance Delivery, Boston Ground will take full control and responsibility for controlling both ground and clearance delivery. Taking this to the extreme, if Boston Center is online and there are no controllers logged on below, Boston Center will control every single TRACON and cab position that falls inside Boston Center's airspace, all the way down to clearance delivery. We've reached the end of the basics of ATC lesson. If you want a closer look inside some real towers, TRACONs, and centers, feel free to check out these links. See you in the next one.
An 8-lane road in a crowded downtown area, but drivers go their own way calmly without any loud honking. Road signs tell you the speed you need to maintain and what to be careful of. The traffic lights tell you when to stop and when to go. Traffic police officers are deployed to control traffic flow and prevent dangerous situations. If that is so, what kind of assistance is required to allow for millions of aircrafts to fly with safety around the world? The invisible force that controls the sky, that is air traffic control. Now you will leave for your destination. Imagine you're on an international flight, sitting in the cockpit, not in the passenger seat. At this point, communication with air traffic controllers begins. They will keep you safe to your destination. First, you call the apron controller to get a permission to start engines and push back. After starting the engine and push back, you request taxi. The apron controller will give you a taxi route along with a taxi clearance. The controller prioritizes the taxi sequence and control the movement of numerous vehicles and personnel around the aircrafts on the apron. Now you're entering the taxiway. You call the ground controller in the control tower. You follow the ground controller's instructions until just before reaching the runway. With several aircrafts approaching the runway from different taxiways, orders from the ground controllers keep them at safe intervals. Of course, they control your route too, so there are no people, vehicles, or equipment in your way. Now, you are holding just short of the runway. You call the local controller in the control tower. You let them know that you are ready to take off. Local controllers are responsible for aircrafts on the runway and within 5 miles of the airport. The local controllers decide the sequence for aircrafts taking off and landing with principle of first come, first serve. Not only that, they operate the runway lights you need and provide information on bird activity, weather, and runway conditions. You are now cleared for takeoff. You climb to a certain altitude after takeoff. You change the radio frequency to the departure controller in the approach control facility. The departure controllers take care of you within a certain area until you reach the airway. They give you radar vectors and instruct you on the proper altitude by radar display. They monitor whether you are on a safe flight path and at a safe altitude. Provide separation and traffic information so that you and the aircrafts around you remain at safe distances from each other. You are approaching the airway. Your aircraft will be transferred from the departure controller to the area controller. Airways are formed by connecting certain points in the sky. Airways have a fixed width, height, and flight direction. It's like a highway so that you can get to your destination quickly. On this highway in the sky, you're at a cruising altitude. The area controller divide their roles into several sectors, depending on the region and altitude, to efficiently manage large areas. After passing through area control centers in several countries, you have reached the position where the descent is initiated. You will be transferred to the approach controller in the approach control facility. The approach controller allocates the runways according to the approach procedure you request and provide decent altitudes. They also decide the landing priority of the many aircrafts approaching the runway and assign the sequence. Finally, you are transferred to a local controller at the destination airport control tower when your aircraft is located about 10 to 15 miles from the runway. If there are no other aircraft on the runway, the local controller issues the landing clearance. At the same time, wind and airport information you need to know are also provided. After landing safely at the airport, your aircraft exits the runway and proceeds to the nearest taxiway to get to the parking lot. Your aircraft is controlled by a ground controller in the control tower until getting off the taxiway. When you approach at the apron, you communicate with the apron control again, and you will be assigned a place to park. Your aircraft was able to reach your destination safely thanks to many controllers. The apron control, ground control, local control, and departure control at the departure airport. Several area controls around the world. The approach control, local control, ground control, and apron control at the destination airport. It's like a baton being handed over to the next runner on the relay track. As we have seen so far, from the moment the aircraft engine starts up until the aircraft parks on the apron at the destination airport, you are controlled by several air traffic controllers, depending on the area and the role of the aircraft. To sum up briefly, air traffic control is divided into 3 types depending on the task. First, the role of the control tower and the apron control, including taxiing, taking off, landing, and parking, are called aerodrome control services. Second, the services provided by the approach control facility from the vicinity of airports to the airways is called approach control service. Lastly, the service responsible for aircrafts on airways is called area control service. The purpose of their existence is to prevent a collision between aircrafts and between an aircraft and an obstacle, to provide advice and information for the safe and efficient operation of aircraft, to maintain the order of air traffic, and to allow for quick support and cooperation in case of an emergency on the aircraft. Although their roles are invisible to us, thanks to them, airplanes all over the world can fly safely and air traffic flows smoothly. Now that you have this basic knowledge, you're going to have more questions. For example, are there signs like roads on airport runways and taxiways? What is the maximum aircraft weight that the runway can withstand? How do aircrafts land at night or in bad weather conditions? How is wireless communication between controllers and aircraft possible? What languages do controllers and pilots in different countries use to communicate? How can the controller help in an aircraft emergency? Since you already understand the purpose and the basic role of air traffic control, you deserve answers to these questions. Air traffic control is a vast collection of leading-edge technology, and at the same time,
thousands of aircraft operate in the National Airspace System every day, from small commuter props up to heavy jets bound for overseas destinations. In this episode, we're going to take you inside the air traffic control system and show what happens on both sides of the microphone as we use UND's FAA-certified CRJ-200 flight training device and state-of-the-art tower and radar simulators to follow an aircraft through each phase of its flight, all the way from takeoff to landing. All that and more is coming up today on ATCast.
Thank you. JetBlue 1264 Boston, ground taxi ramp via November and Alpha. Boston Tower, Gulf Street 017, Echo Papa, on the ILS 4 right approach. Hey, there's 741 sticking up. 741 Boston Tower, thanks for calling 737, just inside Mel, I'll quick land, that's what you're on, 1005. 417, thanks for the service, terminates, clock VFR for confusion, for signal way back. Kilo 117, okay, good night now.
Hi, my name is Dan Lindsay. In this episode, we're going to introduce you to the National Airspace System. We'll follow an aircraft as it interacts with air traffic control from receiving its IFR clearance all the way through landing at its destination airport. Hopefully this will give you an idea of what's going on both in the cockpit and in the various ATC facilities during the different phases of flight, along with serving as an introduction to how the ATC system works. Because of the length of this episode, we're making it available in 3 parts so that it's easier to download and watch. Let's start by looking.
In part 1, we saw the pilot determines it is safe to proceed, or D, when the controller determines it is safe to proceed. The answer is A. Arrivals must be clear of the holding aircraft's intersection before it can be put into takeoff position.
Welcome to ATC Basics. In this lesson, we will cover how to properly say letters and numbers in radio communications. We will also discuss how and when numbers can be grouped. The ICAO radio telephony alphabet is used to prevent confusion between similar sounding letters. It is imperative to memorize the phonetic alphabet. The best way to do this is to read the alphabet out loud and practice spelling common words phonetically. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee, Zulu. These call signs would be said as November 721 Alpha Foxtrot and November 721 Echo Bravo. In aviation, some numbers have special pronunciations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9er, 0. This call sign would be read November 5-9er Lima Whiskey. While the numbers are themselves straightforward, there are rules for how numbers can be grouped. For the most part, numbers are said individually. For example, we say 250 and not 250. Practice saying these numbers out loud. 2743. 121.75. 2984. 180. Larger numbers, such as altitudes, can be said individually at the hundreds or thousands. 10,000, 14,000, 12,500. Numbers and call signs are sometimes grouped and sometimes not. Commercial aircraft call signs can be grouped as whole numbers or pairs of numbers. For example, Delta 117, Blue Streak 5496, American 100, Northwest 1004. Numbers in military call signs and general aviation call signs are not grouped. Reach 32, November 8676 uniform. In this lesson, we covered how to say letters using the ICAO phonetic alphabet and how to say numbers to avoid confusion. We also learned when numbers can be grouped together and when to group numbers in aircraft call signs.
Alpha Corky traffic, TWA 1336 is now on short final for runway 8.
Welcome to ATC Basics.
India. November. Gulf. Delta. Quebec. Bravo. Kilo. Hotel. Sierra. Lima. Mike. Whiskey. Romeo. Foxtrot. Papa. Echo. Alpha. Yankee. X-ray. Charlie. Oscar. Juliet. Uniform. Tango. Zulu. Victor.
Welcome to ATC Basics, Radio Communication. In this lesson, you will learn how to establish two-way radio communication and when to abbreviate general aviation call signs. Two-way radio communication is established by a pilot and a controller acknowledging each other with the use of and response with their call signs.
Birmingham Tower, Delta 15, radio check.
Delta 15, Birmingham Tower, loud and clear.
Two-way communication is now established between Birmingham Tower and Delta 15. However, if the tower does not respond with its call sign, then two-way radio communication is not established.
Birmingham Tower, Delta 15, radio check.
Aircraft calling, loud and clear.
Upon initial contact, you must first state who you're calling and then state who you are. All radio communication will follow this format. Simply think, "Hey you, it's me." General aviation call signs can be abbreviated to the initial November and the last three numbers or letters of the registration. So, November 574 Alpha Charlie can be abbreviated to November 4 Alpha Charlie. Likewise, November 67841 can be abbreviated to November 841. GA call signs can only be abbreviated after two-way radio communication is established. This means that upon initial contact, you must say the full call sign as the registration number, beginning with November, unless the pilot uses the type, model, or manufacturer to identify themselves.
Birmingham Tower, November 243 Sierra Echo, inbound runway 18.
November 243 Sierra Echo, Birmingham Tower, enter right base runway 18.
Birmingham Tower, Diamond 243 Sierra Echo, inbound runway 18.
Diamond 243 Sierra Echo, Birmingham Tower, enter right base runway 18.
When Birmingham Tower next calls the pilot, the call sign can be abbreviated to the last three numbers and or letters. The tower controller does not need to repeat his call sign since initial contact was made.
Diamond 3 Sierra Echo, wind calm, runway 18, clear to land.
In summary, you now know how to establish two-way radio communication with an aircraft and how and when to abbreviate general aviation call signs. Welcome to ATC Basics, Controller Coordination. In this lesson, you will learn how to initiate coordination with other controllers, how to pass information, and make requests. Coordination between controllers has similar structure and phraseology as communication with pilots. Just as you say your call sign on initial contact to aircraft over the radios, you are going to state your position name when calling another controller. Both the caller and receiver identify their position in a manner that ensures they will not be confused with another position. For example, if you are working ground at Birmingham Airport and you would like to contact the local controller, If you were to call another controller outside of your facility, such as Atlanta Center, include your facility prior to stating your position. For example,
Atlanta Center, Birmingham approach.
on initial contact, you may also state the subject matter of what you wish to coordinate.
Atlanta Center, Birmingham approach, handoff.
South, north, or no?
South. Approach, local, go around.
Approach.
Now that will definitely get their attention a bit quicker than just a standard call. The message portion of coordination is very simple. Make your request or pass information to the controller you are calling. Include all parts of the aircraft identification when discussing aircraft operations, such as the full call sign and the word heavy when applicable. The receiving controller will either read back the message or provide additional information or instructions. If the reading controller provides additional information or instructions, then you need to read it back as well. Once the receiving controller has read back the information or request, they will provide their operating initials to confirm that they understand. Provide your operating initials to confirm their readback was correct and everyone is in agreement.
Atlanta approach, Connect Tower.
Atlanta approach.
Request release for TPM 865. Would you like to departing flight?
Released runway heading HF.
Released runway heading.
In summary, we have covered how controllers initiate coordination and pass information.
In many ways, weather is the single most important phenomenon affecting both pilots and air traffic controllers. From light mist or rain that can reduce visibility to thunderstorms that can produce lightning and damaging winds, controllers and pilots must make decisions based on weather conditions that have a huge impact on air safety. One of the most important tools controllers and pilots have for receiving weather and other important information is the ATIS. Hello, my name is Kyle Wander. I'm an air traffic control student at the University of North Dakota here in Grand Forks. We're going to take a look at what goes into an ATIS and how to record one today on ATCast.
Thank you. JetBlue 1264 Boston, ground taxi ramp via November and Alpha. Boston Tower, Gulfstream 717, I'm for Papa Hotel, the ILS 4 right approach. Hey, yes, there's 741 is checking out. So 741 Boston Tower, give me a picture phone, 757 distance, time mil, I'm like 4 for the land, South Push Air, 1005. So 17, thanks for the service terminates, clock VFR for the change, so we'll signal back. Air 117, okay, good night now.
Dan Lindsay is joining me today in our 360-degree tower simulator. Take it away, Dan.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm Dan Lindsay, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the ATIS, or Automatic Terminal Information Service. If you've got some flying experience already, you probably know that weather influences almost every decision a pilot makes, from whether to fly at all, to how to fly at approach for landing in a crosswind, or even what altitude to select for the route of flight. But the ATIS doesn't just talk about weather. It also tells pilots what approaches, runways, and frequencies are in use, if there are any NOTAMs for things like runway or taxiway closures, if something unusual is going on like construction work or maintenance, and it provides information on hazards like low-level wind shear and bird or wildlife activity at the airport. We're going to cover three things in today's episode. First, we'll talk about the Aviation Routine Weather Report, also called the METAR. Then we'll talk about the ATIS itself and the phraseology you'll need to know for that. For some of you, this could be your first exposure to FAA phraseology and the requirement to say a specific thing in a specific order. But don't worry, because we're going to have some examples for you to listen to help you get a feel for it. We'll wrap it up by talking about how to record the ATIS in the tower labs here at UND. We'll start off by talking about the METAR. I'm going to use some examples from page 4 of your Tower Lab Simulator Guidelines if you want to follow along. The METAR is the primary component of the ATIS. It describes the weather conditions present at a reporting station.
Don't sink. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Sink rate. Sink rate.
500.
Pull up. Pull up. Too low, flaps. 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 Too low,
40.
flaps. Too low, flaps.
20. 10.
Pull up. Pull up. Too low, flaps. 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 Too low,
20. 10. 12,000. $500.
Pull up. Pull up. Too low. Pull up. Too low. Flaps. 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 Too low.
50.
Flaps. Too low. Flaps.
20. 10.